I never stop, no, I don't quit. And when I swing, I don't miss. You ain't never seen nothing like this, yeah. Yeah. You ain't seen nothing like this. Come on, give me some more. We're gonna shake the floor. Bust down the door. You ain't seen nothing like this. Come on, give me some more. We're gonna shake the floor. Bust down the door. You ain't seen nothing like this. Give me some more. Settle the score. Spread my wings and soar. You ain't seen nothing like this. Seen nothing like you ain't seen nothing like this.
I got something else for Christmas too. Hang on. Here we go.
Guitar. Ah, ukulele.
So peaceful.
Yeah.
Will there be a video? Make a video, man.
I'll make a video. Oh shit! Oh, everyone's here! Oh Christ!
Get out.
Way up high.
They don't even see me.
I got you, don't do
He's
that.
down.
I have a grenade in my hand and
Fuck,
you
I
can't
didn't
do
transport
it.
it, yeah.
What do we do now?
Oh,
Have we got the cash?
Nice one,
that's
Randy.
terrible.
Hey,
Hey, do it.
Guys, you can fire instinct now.
Yeah, I think it's in there, the cash.
But this is a fob.
I don't know if it's a tree or a vicious or
This isn't the cash. This isn't the cash. It's just a radio. It's just a radio. It's just a radio. Relax. We haven't won yet. Find the cash. Find the cash. Come on, find the cash.
It's in here.
This is the cash. This is the one. Oh my god. Oh my god. All right, again. For real now. Yeah, we can do it. You see him? He's aiming for you.
What do you say?
Careful.
202?
He's aiming for you.
Oh, he saw me.
Yeah, it sure did. Right in the head too.
I didn't see him, but he saw me. Right, I don't think he's friendly, okay,
what do
guys?
you do?
What makes you think that?
That's why you need to wear a helmet.
Big
and
hole
not
in my
a
head.
base
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah,
No, Nagash, he's here.
no bad guys. I mean, we're gonna rally down.
Oh, what the hell?
I
Dude,
can't lower right window.
how the fuck did you end up with that? No. Oh. Getting up, buddy.
Don't worry, Capital, you got 3 medics around you.
3 medics? I'll teach you a lesson about spacing.
Thanks.
To the moon.
So many people on the road again. Yes, can't wait to get on the road again. Life is love is making you my friend, and I can't wait to get on the road again. Thank you.
Are you always making those YouTube videos?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes, I am.
You need to
Well,
make more of me in them. You can make famous.
No, not many more of you,
about
Team
Galaxy,
K.
it's about
I don't want
me.
Rip to look bad.
We need new medics. Somebody grab the medic, please.
I'll be in.
You're in the TR, aren't you?
Let's
Yeah, I want a meteor gunner as a medic.
I'm too young to die. Clickpix, just stay there, mate. I want to be patched. I'm coming. Don't you fucking die on me. No, 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 Clickpix. Living first. The living first. Damn it. Ah.
Did you die?
I died.
MRAP scope is clear, I can't see anything.
Alright, medic, come here. I'm gonna smoke him out. Just throw a grenade up these stairs.
Where else should we go?
Tossing it.
Ah, bad frag. Get out, get out, get
Oh
out,
shit,
get out,
bad,
get out,
bad,
get out,
bad, bad.
I guess train
Oh
bridge.
fuck.
Ah,
Until you
shit.
die and respawn with us.
Classic.
So throwing a grenade on.
Good word. Za. Woo! Oh, it was inside the radio. Oh my god. Sneaky bastard.
Out the way, out the way.
I want to walk into the left. I think they're doing it.
They must too.
Nah, fuck that.
Lol. See.
Oh, nicking them over. These fucking shit
Pew,
driver.
pew, 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 pew.
Oh, stop, Lexi! Get this SPG out! Get the SPG on the road! Everyone wait,
I'm ready.
everyone,
I'm ready.
everyone wait. Wait for the AT get in place. Hey, is that a hat? The vehicle? No.
Yes.
Another vehicle, another vehicle, another vehicle. Shitbox.
Hey.
Oh, we fucking roll, man. There's a shitbox,
Getting
same
ready.
place. It's a BTR. BTR. Guys, that was awesome.
That was great.
Truck. Logi. Come on, Rocket. Come out, Rocket.
Enemy Logi in backside. Eyes on.
I hear it.
Fast mover.
Let's see. Shoot him.
One hit.
He's still moving. He's going past.
I'll hit the truck.
He's going past. He's full.
Yeah.
Nice one, guys.
I got him, Pantero.
Hello and welcome to another Rusty in Places Fight Club. Joined this evening by Wookie Cookie again. Welcome back, mate.
Thanks for having me, man.
So we've got an interesting event lined up for tonight. You've got Operation Warriors Path, I believe, hosted by two of our members again, Wood Daltrus and Six Shot Sergeant, both helping out with tonight's event. It's a different take on it from last time. I believe it's a one life event as the last time. There is a single objective. There will be an American FOB based inside the mosque area on Sumari Bala. But this time we've opened up the event to other squads and clans. So we're going to have some members of the community join us tonight as well.
Should be an interesting mix.
Yeah. So I believe you've been given the brief, Wookie. If you could just give us a bit of a synopsis about what's happening, what we're expecting tonight.
Yeah, sure. So it's a little bit different tonight because it's more of a scenario. So there's going to be a little bit of a story behind the action that we see. So essentially, the city that you'll be able to see on the stream at the moment is currently being hosted by a large drug trafficking network via the insurgents. The US have cottoned on to the drug trafficking and have set up what essentially is an outpost / roadblock to basically do searches on all the vehicles and personnel coming through. The only way to pass through the city is to actually come through the Palace Mosque checkpoint, which is going to be heavily fortified by the US side, and obviously this is going to be causing a huge amount of disruption for the insurgents, and they're essentially mounting an assault on the US to eradicate them from the city.
Yeah, so we're looking for defensive positions, and then also how the I think it's the regular militia are going to implement an attack as well. How are they going to storm this checkpoint?
Adds a very, very different element to the game that we saw last week, I think, Holland.
Yeah, last week was the first time for Rip running a one life event. Got some good feedback from the guys that played the event as well. Some other people in the clan have took their ideas and run with it a bit more as well. So we've got some exciting future events planned as well for the clan. But yeah, this one with a scenario base around it as well. It just gives squad another asset to the game as well. It can be played in many different ways and functions and forms, especially with the Steam Workshop content that's coming out more and more readily available. If you're interested in the custom content, make sure that you check out the modding wrench for squad as well.
Nice. And as well as there being a story behind this event, there's also some preset rules of engagement as well.
Yeah, if you could tell us a little bit more about those as well, just so the girls and guys at home know a bit more about what to expect.
Yeah, sure. So essentially there's going to be only fire when fired upon, which adds a really interesting, realistic element to the engagement. So as the US and NATO infantry normally have, the rules of engagement are they are only allowed to shoot insurgents who have weapons out. So if they have a bandage out, they will not allow to be fired upon, which is going to add potentially some chaos in and amongst the checkpoint, as well as a little bit of role play as well. How do you think that's going to... I mean, I've not seen anything like this before in a squad game, Holland. How do you think that's going to change the gameplay?
It's going to be very interesting because it's going to stop the people with itchy trigger fingers just all of a sudden opening up fire. They've got to be... they have to watch what they do now. It's not just a case of there's enemy, point and shoot. It's about watching the enemy movements. Where are they going? What are they doing? Are they trying something? Are they trying to flank? What's going on? Try and assess the scenario, which essentially is what happens in real life as well. It'll be a difficult position to put the guys in. A lot of pressure, I believe. But yeah, interesting take on it. I'm looking forward to seeing it roll out.
Brilliant. And I believe the US get a 5-minute preparation time.
That's right, yes.
To set up the super fob in and around Palace, if that's correct?
That's correct. So at the minute what we're seeing is the team's just getting ready. They're being briefed by the arrangers of this event tonight. Then they'll be rolling out and they'll have a staging time. Not too dissimilar from what we have before, a normal like assault and secure, but this will be on an objective, prep time, ready for the actual event, and then they're live. So then we'll start to see some action roll out. There'll be a little bit of downtime, if you will, at the minute, but we're going to be looking at interesting placements of defences as well from the Americans. How are they going to try and bottleneck the forces? How are they going to funnel the enemy into their positions? They don't want to leave too many open slots. as we said with the last event, now with the vaulting as well, there's going to be a different take on how you can secure so many areas.
Looking forward to it, and taking all of that into account, this is a one life event, so there is no more respawning once that first life is gone. So it's going to add an element of sweaty palms to the engagements, right?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I believe that the general rule of thumb at the minute is that anyone who is injured can be bandaged, and they can be healed, but they cannot be revived. So once you are dead, that is it. That's game over for you. So keeps the rounds a little bit shorter for us as well, because I think if we had revives allowed as well, it just extends the event into hour and a half round, which is a long time. We want to try and keep things short and sweet. A lot of action for you guys to watch back at home as well.
Awesome.
I just had a heads up here from one of the event organisers. They've got to have a map switch, so we'll try and just negotiate through. So show you some wonderful stimulating rather than map switching. So Wookie, you've been part of the clan now for, I think, nearly 2 months now. You've been playing a lot of public squad, have we? Getting used to it?
Yeah. I mean, it's been an absolutely incredible couple of months to spend inside the RIP clan. Learned a huge amount more about the game than I probably would have done for the 3-4 months that I played before. So the training sessions within the RIP clan have been a lot more helpful than I thought they would be. Teaches you some really nice elements about the game. And the streaming as well has been absolutely fantastic. I only just started streaming when I joined the clan, and the support has been, again, phenomenal in helping me to learn everything and join the stream with you guys as well.
And we're welcome to have you, mate. Brygo, as a resident commentator, is dealing with a newborn at the moment, so he's off changing nappies and bottle feeding, bless him, so we wish him all the best for that. Version 10's brought a lot of people back to the ground. It's not like you can play the game as you remember it, which is interesting. It adds another element to the whole thing. Public play is a bit different to what you'd normally find in a match as well. Matches are normally planned well in advance. People work a lot on the deployments and how they roll out and how they want to attack an objective. It's interesting to watch those events as well if you do into the more competitive side of squad. I know that CCFN hold a Tactical Tuesday event. Multiple clans pitched against each other. It's hosted on their Twitch channel. It's worth checking out. It's a nice game to see the difference. Public play can be a bit random, a bit chaotic at times, but once you've got some good squad leaders in place and they know how to play the objectives, it's worth a while.
Yeah, I'd agree. The breadth and draw of different game types has been phenomenal. The community as well I'd say quite special for what is considered a first-person shooter. It really is.
And Squad is the spiritual successor to Project Reality anyway, so it's got a long-standing heritage anyway, so you'll probably find that a lot of the guys and girls that play the game have been around a while. They're used to playing these kind of games. What's nice is to seeing the new blood come through. People who are used to first-person shooters. I'm going to say your Call of Duties, your Battlefields, but this is a different level. It's not as fast-paced. So if you're looking for multi kills and streaks and stuff like that, it's not the game for you. If you're more interested in tactical combat, planning, wide flanking maneuvers, trying to surround your enemy, suppression. This game has a lot of immersion. You can definitely imagine people getting more into the roleplay aspect of it rather than it's just a game you jump on and play. It's very addictive. I've been playing this game for over 2 years now. It's the only game that I know that's kept my attention span for so long.
Yeah, I'd agree. I've struggled to put it down, and I think all the other games I'm playing at the moment have taken a bit of a wayside as well. The commitment.
Mm-hmm. I mean, best thing about the game for me is because I picked it up as an alpha game, early access. I knew what I was getting into with early access. Games can be buggy. It's part of it. You're part of the development process, if you will. You can put as much effort into giving back to the developers as you want as well. There's an active feedback community as well that helps spot bugs. They hotfix things as best as they can. It's a long process, but I like being involved in it as well. The best thing for me is the fact that when you see a new version come out, it's like Christmas all over again. You know, there's some new toys to play with. There's something new to learn. There's no real right or wrong way either. It's when you play more of the game, you learn different ways to play the same thing, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Your tactic. I've noticed that your tactics change the more you play.
Yes.
You improve yourself, and you're able to improve the feedback that you give to people around you in the game, which is phenomenal. Because one of the most amazing things about this game is almost in the name. It's squad, and that is that in no other game I've ever played on will you get a random group of people come and play together and actually use teamwork.
That's right. Yeah, I mean,
that's what's really special about this game.
The key to it all is a microphone. Really, is necessary to get the most out of the game. You need to be able to communicate effectively, not only squad leaders but also members of that squad to one another as well. There are built-in VoIP comms as well within this game, so there are local voice comms, so you can hear people within a so many meter radius. There's a squad-to-squad chat for the squad leaders. There's a general squad leader chat so they can all communicate to one another. And then there's general squad communication within that squad. Keep saying squad. Yeah, so you can have up to 9 people in a squad, but they can all talk to one another as well. Sometimes comms can get a bit chaotic. They can be blocked. So one of the things that we focus on our training as well is comms etiquette. We try and prioritise our comms. So the squad leaders necessarily should have priority in comms so that they can understand what's going on. If they ask for silence, it's because they're trying to plan something or there's something they need to listen to, which you are not able to hear as a normal squad member. It's a tactical game. You have to play it. Hopefully it comes around for a discount maybe on Humble Bundle or Steam. Free to play weekends are around as well every now and again, so it's worth checking out. Put it on your wish list. It's worthwhile.
Awesome. When it's on offer, do you know roughly how much it normally is? Just so
the discount depends on the event. We've had it up to 50% off. So for a game that retails around £30, so whatever that would be in your local currency, you're looking at half that value, depending on how much they discount off.
Cheapest chips, considering what you get. That's phenomenal.
And the game, as I say, it's always under development. They're always bringing out new versions. There's lots more to come. We're looking for the implementation of main battle tanks, helicopters. There's a lot of things. If you're interested, to check out their Kickstarter page way back when. A lot of things promised. What will be delivered is still yet to be seen, but it excites people. You know, it's what makes people put their money down. You know, play the game, get involved.
Awesome. Now, I think, hold on, we are just about to get set up, I think.
That's right, yeah. So we're starting to see squads starting to spawn in now, people starting to plan tactics. So we'll switch over to the full view so you guys can see.
So I think, Colin, we're just about starting to see some of the US setting up some of the roadblocks there. Because they're not allowed to use the off-road within the rules. So they've just got to use the roads and the bridges.
So another implementation there of trying to act more like a realism scenario. So what we're seeing is the American forces setting up roadblocks. So we see here that they've set up double HESCO wall, razor wire to prevent the insurgents or the irregular militia to push through.
Awesome. Do you know how many players we've got on each side?
We'll check that for you now. So far we are a full server, excluding streamers and commanders. It's probably 36v36.
Wow.
So it's a nice full match at the minute. So we're starting to see now the Americans. They've dismounted that logistics truck. They've dropped a rally down, getting their people spawn in, fobs up. So they're going to start. This is the staging period now, guys.
And we're likely to see things sort of move quite quickly from here.
Yep. So we're going to start to see emplacements being built. How, as I said earlier, they're going to bottleneck the forces in.
Get your back into it. Some stuff here, guys.
I've got comms active on the insurgent side, and you can hear them getting extremely agitated. Those trigger fingers ready. I think they're itching to get in and kill some US.
Yeah, but again, with the fire unless fired upon rule, we're looking for some really close quarters combat now. They're going to be right up close and personal.
And that's bad for the US, right? Because the US, their weapon
The stuff
classes
inside that
are more
12
designed
gauge.
for, let's say, more range shooting.
It's mid range, I'd say. Yeah, it's not close quarters they can cope with, but it's not their forte. With the red dot sights and stuff, we're looking. Yeah, we're looking at a little bit of an interesting take because obviously the insurgents, I believe it's irregular militia. Sorry, they will be having iron sights predominantly, so they're not going to have the reticle in the way. That's designed for medium engaged combat.
Awesome.
So we're just going to take a view now at this while they're building their emplacements, while the regular militia still stage up.
See why you're busy building fuck ass, because I already won the war, Dildo.
Are you cheating, G? You have no
way,
supplies.
No way, buddy. No way.
Yeah, Son Admin, come on.
I know.
And this isn't. Hold on, this isn't some kind of mod or anything like that, is it? This is stuff you can do actually in game.
Yeah, this is
In a normal game.
this is vanilla game at the moment. There are Steam Workshop items available to download. In order to play them on a server, though, they also need to be hosted on that server.
Slacker, get into
So
it.
you can't just
We're a team
download
here.
Steam
We're a
Workshop
team. Everyone's
content.
gotta
It
be
has to
ready.
be hosted on a server. But there are still many different ways you can play Squad. So as we're doing it now, it's the standard game, just with everyone agreeing to a predefined scenario.
What the fuck did I get point for?
I think it was Reaper.
This is what it's all about.
Oh yeah.
Hardwire on him.
So we're starting to see the implementation of some bunkers being placed up now on a checkpoint as well. So they're starting to think about backup positions as well, where they're going to fall back to, how they're going to defend from the outside in. So yeah, a little bit of boring time, I suppose, now for the viewers watching the guys get set up now, but action will be underway shortly, I promise you. We've got a lot of HESCO walls in place now. Looks like the logistics is having to RTB, or they're just moving out of the AO.
Yep.
Okay, I think that's the build area done. So there's a predefined amount of tickets, build tickets that they've had to use there.
It's open on this side.
Yeah, they've got a lot of bunkers with 50 cals placed looking either side of this checkpoint. Another just empty bunkers further inside the palace area. So they're looking back again over that checkpoint. There's a lot of emphasis on the MSR here between the palace and the mosque. Nothing really emphasised on the north side at all. Sorry, the west side, heading towards the river. But as we mentioned earlier, they are not able to use anything other than the roads and main pathways.
Nice, nice. So the buildings outside of the mosque, are they accessible as well? Are they allowed to use them?
I believe they are, yeah, and they're all scalable, so we could see some rooftop battles as well.
Fantastic.
Vehicles, there are no use of vehicles other than the technicals, but they will not be used in an offensive manner unless they improvise with an IED.
Go local. Go fucking
So
local.
it sounds like the insurgents are now moving out. It's game on.
Where do you want me?
So either here next to the Sangha or next to the MG nest in front of us.
I don't know if the US are going to be ready for this.
So we're starting to see the insurgents push now, yeah, on the southern road. Yeah, the technicals pushing out towards the southeast side. Guys disembarking. 4 minutes left of deployment time for the militia. So, again, it looks like there's a staging time being granted for the militia as well. So the Americans are in position at the checkpoint. This is militia now surrounding the enemy, planning their attack. How are they going to assault this objective? Their main objective is to remove the FOB on that location. So once the FOB is gone, that's it. Obviously, all forces dead as well. That's GG.
That's insane. That's insane. This takes me back to the classic film Black Hawk Down.
Yep.
In Mogadishu Market, where they're completely surrounded by the locals. It's very, very similar to that. There's an absolute swarm of them coming in.
So it looks like they've picked the fire buddy system. So there's a fire team of 2 flanking around in pairs on the south side there. A lot of concentration of forces on the east in the school area at the moment. OMBD, Old Men Bring Death. Nice to see these guys with us tonight.
Good to see them getting involved.
Yep, got a couple of redcoats over there as well. Just a way of Rusting Places, being a bit more inviting to the general community as well. Played a lot with CCFN Community Clan Fight Night, so it's just another event for the rest of the guys to play as well.
Awesome, awesome.
Americans taking forces.
Oh wow, that's an IED.
That is an IED on the north. So already that roadblock that was placed by the Americans completely removed by one IED. I missed that unfortunately, but that is a great implementation of a tactic with one IED there from the... A lot of forces stacked up in one area. Got to be careful. Obviously the Americans deployed in the central area, waiting.
Excellent. So this is going to bring the north part of the map now open to the insurgents to roam freely around.
That's right.
Completely
they thought they could get rid of that one whole area with just that roadblock with Tesco's, but one IED has just been able to open that whole sector up there for them.
Got 30 seconds till live.
Yep, so we're starting to see the militia now disembark from that technical, pushing down on that western. Fully surrounded on the east. A few sporadic squads on the south as well. Very close to that Hesco wall.
Very, very close. That's guns live as well for the insurgents.
We're going to start to see some action very, very shortly. If weapons are up, Americans have got the order to fire unless fired upon. Round is live.
The amount of players moaning about how uncomfortable they feel about having their bandages out, knowing that there's US with guns.
I don't think they'll be comfortable for too long. I imagine some of the Americans may also have itchy trigger fingers. So we're starting to see a bit of an assault on the western side there, pushing along what is the police station area. Shots already.
Oh, shit.
That's from the east. That OMDB already engaging from range. Yeah, so we've got return fire now from the Americans, so I didn't think it would take long.
Wow, that ceasefire didn't last long at all.
Shots from the south called in there as well, so shots coming from the west as well. So the Americans pinned down now. Got some of the militia, Kuna here, crawling really close. Typhon as well, really close to these Heskin walls.
That could be dangerous. Very, very dangerous.
I can hear him crawling.
That's it. So the ceasefire lasted all of about 60 seconds.
I'm surprised the insurgents didn't utilize the opportunity of the.
So the American ambush, the American reinforcement, sorry, that was coming in has been ambushed. The MRAP already taken fire. 2 hits on that MRAP.
A lot of US.
And the MRAP goes down. So that is down to Americans on foot now. Way outside the area of obviously that checkpoint. We've got some reinforcements coming now on the north. We've got Rangers pushing in with another MRAP from the north and another logistics, more resupply. Yep. Now they'll obviously have to use that road now that those ESCO walls have been removed by the
I think they're very weary of mines as well.
Militia, sorry. I do believe I thought I saw him place a mine. We'll soon find out.
I think another IED off to the east as well, to the south, sorry.
So the US forces have been able to flank around on that northern side. They've located enemy technical there. Seeing another American push all the way on the southern side, south west. Trying to cross the MSR now across the bridge. Managed to get OMBD, sorry. Pushing in now on the northeast side, causing a lot of distraction with the smokes. Americans' attention drawn that way. Sticking together here.
I don't know about you, Holland, but I was expecting the US in the mosque to absolutely take a hammering with 3 to 4 squads surrounding them at the start. But they managed to actually hold back really, really well.
So far. Yeah, I mean, even in the palace area, we've got Bubbly, Swagger, and Gunshell here. Pinning the militia down inside this area. One of the redcoats pushing up there, Elric.
Watch the stairs, watch the stairs. Somebody's walking inside here.
They can hear footsteps, they know they're inside, so we're going to
here, we'll kill by nade.
try and catch this action on the stairs.
One down, one down.
That's a loss for the insurgents there. Slowly getting whittled. Awesome positioning by Gunshell and Bubbly Swagger.
Yeah, either side of the stairs, but Elric is inside the point. He could push up those stairs.
One down.
Oh,
Fuck.
step down.
Bastion goes
Watch
down.
the gate, Alfie
Sergeant
statues.
Henry in there as well.
Copy. One down, one down.
Peanuts down for the insurgents.
You keep calling them insurgents and it's irregular militia.
It's just militia, just militia.
They're used to having the insurgents on Somalia, that's why.
Every time. It's normally US versus insurgents.
I'm not seeing any more movement in the yard so far.
The Bubbly
Okay.
Swagger
Free
calling out
guys
he
out
can't
there.
see movement, but he's unaware that the enemy are in the building as in just a floor below.
Somebody's on the fucking side of this building.
Front entrance.
Copy.
Watch the stairs.
I think we're going to start to see action on the stairwell now.
Oh, fuck.
Redcoat's trying to push up the stairs there, but drawn fire over from the mosque area. Saved Bob's life. He's tossed a nade down. Redcoat scrambled. Smoking up inside the palace area now. Starts to focus more action inside the mosque area. Yes. See HSR Hazaria as well being deployed. Bubbly Swagger's gone down inside the palace finally. So that gives the militia the point to the south.
Can I
sorry.
touch on that very, very quickly.
Bob is still alive upstairs, right? The only US alive now in the southern point, but he has a lot of militia surrounding him downstairs. He could get flanked by someone scaling the wall to his east, I believe, or the west.
Typhoon's now pushing in.
Typhon down below.
It's in there, jump. It's in there.
Over the command comms on the militia side, we're hearing a request for pressure. Bobbly Swagger taking an aggressive push outside.
Very aggressive.
We're done, dude.
Need a medic?
We're behind.
Sounds like he's got an easy kill there on Techno Taylor.
So, OMBD all on the eastern side here of the objective. Very, very close. Stacked up, whereas the US,
We need to get that done as soon as possible.
they're asking to dig up some of the entrenchments.
Dig that
Unsure
down,
why.
dig it down. Medic, stay safe. Medic,
Okay,
stay
it's Bob has gone down now. We've got the redcoats and Rip inside here now in the palace area. A lot of smoke covering the US, but they could start to get fired upon very shortly.
Okay, I'll go.
Still a lot of US up in the north as well.
Yeah, way out off the point.
Are they waiting and then coming in a little bit later?
I am unsure of their tactics. They could be trying to provide a second wave.
Squad, can you hold F?
So Jeff holding that eastern side all on his own here now. Engaging infantry all on the palace.
Looks like they've done a nice clear on the south though. Not many militia in the south at all.
So one of the OMBD guys going down. Returned with a nade on the roof. Misses out on HSR snaps there.
Okay, I'll leave it.
So they've relocated the fob.
Let's go north.
They've removed the fob, what was in the spire of the mosque. They're trying to relocate that position.
We need to smoke this alley. They are watching.
They are well aware that the militia have got the southern side watched.
This is going to be an interesting play by the US Brave.
Yeah,
Brave.
very small amount of troops left alive now inside from the US. Snap's still covering the roof. I think he's too open there.
Let's go.
Watch out.
Let's go, fuck it.
I can see Snaps being taken out very shortly.
Go. Come this way. You have to go north.
So we've got Dome Web from Rip.
Oh, there we go. You called
Yep.
it. GL. That was a direct GL hit.
Perfect fire on that US forces there. US now coming into contact with the OMBD on that eastern flank. Sorry.
Jeff's down.
Looks like they've tried to rally up and push across aggressively to another location. They've come into full contact here.
So if you're just joining us on the stream, we've got the US on the red side.
Oh, we'll cover you
on the blue side, the militia.
Alright, thank you.
I think it's opposite for the spectators because obviously that's from your camera.
Oh, of
Lucky.
course. Yeah, of course.
So I'm spectating from the US side. But yeah, OMBD are defending this location quite strongly. 3 guys left alive, pushing up, close quarters.
Watch it.
I'm down.
Reload. Fuck.
Good grenade. Oh, great
So it's
shot.
a bit of trading going on here. So Soda from OMBD is the only one alive. Hurt, he's bandaging.
Torsman has pushed into the to the mosque. He's going to be looking for that fob.
Okay, let's go.
Also, I am Festus. Following his 6. OMBD obviously working together now, so they know they've holded them in that eastern side, so they're trying to push through their objective across.
Do you have any smokes left?
US forces on the north side of the river now, trying to link up. That's Rangers squad. Will, I am Festus in the mosque tower, spot that
I
movement.
have some nades left.
Oh, fantastic. And if you're wondering why they're not crossing through the river, they can only cross 3 bridges to add a bit of additional realism.
Soda taking it slowly. That is Iron Festus opening fire on the Ranger squad now, north side of the river.
Definitely lost the element of surprise there.
Okay, let's.
Go, I'll follow.
Okay.
So obviously the objective is to take down the fob. The militia aren't going to be able to find the fob in the mosque because it's been moved.
That's correct. It's
Covering
been
back.
removed by the American forces. They're managing to be chaperoned now by the Ranger squad out towards the north. They've managed to smoke off that little wood bridge there. So Soda has had a missed opportunity there.
Okay, Rangersi, weźcie idźcie w kierunku zmierzamy w Exfila.
And there are no US forces,
Okay,
no blue
we
forces
can
left
go
in the
find
AO.
them. I'll cover
That's
up.
correct. They have managed to exfil from that area. And they don't seem to have any kind of militia forces around that area.
Let's go.
Future Force is the only one who can get eyes on right now. Oh,
Just
Okay, smoke.
2-5.
So that intel would have been broadcast straight away to the
Ja tam nie sięgam. Ja mam bardzo wąskie pole.
militia team.
hopefully we should see some movement from the militia moving on to this northern US position.
That's right, yeah. So the only militia alive now are all the way in the southern part in the mosque area still.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. So the militia have just called that in on comms. That northern position. Bit of dismay on the militia side at the moment. Trying to regroup.
They took a lot of casualties, which I am very surprised about. The Americans have won. There we go.
The US win. That's it.
So that was a great first round there. Probably going to take a 5-10 minute break now, guys. I hope you enjoyed what you saw there. Thoughts are always welcome in the chat. We'll be sure to check that out.
Fantastic play by the US.
Yeah, join us again in round 2.
on, I'm going to blip my laser.
Jesus! Contact close!
In the building.
My head's working.
Dave, you gotta get you into the...
What does that explosion?
Low speed right now. Yeah, speed is the top line. You want to keep it at about 5.
Hey!
What the fuck?
Yeah, it just went past me.
Past me.
Blow it.
Light them up.
Rooftop, rooftop.
Whoa, break. Enemy close. Our rear.
Shots.
Right, get to the rocks, guys. Follow it up. Yeah, sure, there's only one.
Still in
Burning vehicles.
Nice.
Haha.
Go.
Right, in 3, 2, 1, go.
Someone's still shooting at me.
Welcome back, ladies and gents, to the second part of tonight's Rusty in Places Fight Club, Operation Warrior's Path.
No scopes, right? Or no markings?
Quite an intensive round there, Wookie, I think you'll agree.
Wow. I did not see that coming at all. At all.
So, some interesting tactics used there. Ceasefire lasted all of about 60 seconds that time round. Rules of engagement, as we said before, US are only allowed to fire unless fired upon. I don't know if it was called out for the early engagement, so on, but OMBD seemed to open fire first on the eastern flank on the US forces, and then that just sent everyone into a spiraling return fire frenzy.
It did. I definitely don't think the militia utilised those rules of engagement, which could essentially have given them a massive advantage at the start of the game.
It would appear that once the fire had started as well, everyone just pulled their weapons out. No one wanted to run around with a bandage in their hands.
Yeah, the chain reaction, the fear.
That's right. So we'll see how things pan out this time round. Same again. There's be a 10-minute, I think, deployment time for the US side after they've been briefed, and then there will also be a staging time for the militia, and then we are live.
Sounds good. So the sides are flipping this time. Is that right?
Yes. So whoever was playing on the militia side last time will now be playing on the US side. So it's each time there's a have a go at a defense and have a go at attacking the point.
Nice. Nice. Do you think there was any more that obviously the US taking the win there? Do you think there was any more that the US could have done? Any mistakes, obvious mistakes that the US made there?
I think they had a good tactic of branching out. They had some of the forces down in the palace area, which managed to hold out quite a while. I think once the militia, the militia were in the palace area, it gives them overwatch into the mosque. So having people stationed in that area south of the road is a good thing. It's a difficult one because obviously you don't know how the next team were going to go about their deployment, how they're going to set roadblocks up or what they're going to do. So
yeah, I agree, definitely. It'll be interesting to see with the sides flipped now, and the US and the militia with the sides flipping, a little bit more of an expectation of knowing what is going to come as well.
Yes.
Because I think initially, I think you are right, as you mentioned earlier, the militia opening fire probably a little bit too early on and not using that advantage of the engagement rule.
Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens now. It's always nice having hindsight, isn't it? You know, second round, kind of getting flow of things a bit more. You know what to expect. Will we see more implementation of that ceasefire? I don't know. Only time will tell, my friend.
It will. So we're going to get a 5-minute deployment for the US, then a 5-minute deployment for the militia to get set up and surrounding on the palace.
That's right. Yeah. I just want to take a moment to thank the people who have followed recently as well. I had a notification while someone's hosting our channel. Thank you very much for that. We hope you like what you see. We've got many more events planned for the future as well, so stick around.
Fantastic. And I'm conscious that we've had quite a lot of questions in the chat about how people can get involved in these kinds of events. Are you able to tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so at the moment, this is the first time we've run such an event that's open to the community. We are probably going to do more of those in the future if this is deemed as a success. Best thing to do is get in touch with our war arrangers. They are available via PM in Discord or join our forums for more information. The events themselves will be published on the Join Squad forums. Also make sure aware via as many people in the community as possible so that CCFN they are allowing us to feature our events as well.
Excellent. And I think if anybody wants to get involved with the Rusty in Places clan, the RIP clan, the website is rustyinplaces.org in case you want to sign up and get involved.
Yeah, the minimum criteria is 21 years of age as well. The rest of it, our delightful recruitment officers will walk you through the process. We are a European-based community, mainly, but we do have members from around the globe. We have some US, we have some Canadians, yeah, some from far-flung, fetched places in the world. Yeah, sign up.
Adds an awesome element. The different characters you get, it really does make the community what it is.
Characters is the word. Yeah, we've got a few. There's nothing wrong with that. We like a few characters. It keeps you entertained. People who want the more casual side to Rusty in Places, come and challenge yourselves against us. We have the RIP versus the World event every Friday on both our public servers. Starts from around 7 PM UTC. It's where RIP all stack up on one side and we play every round in that rotation. And you just challenge yourselves against us. All clans, communities, friends, just enemy members are welcome as well.
Now, Holland, with those events, with the RIP versus the World events, when I first started playing those, I was expecting RIP to absolutely annihilate the general public when they come on and play on the servers, but that genuinely is not the case at all, as I found from playing a few of those.
That's right. Friday nights are our normal, let your hair down nights. It's the end of the working week. People like to have a drink, hang out with friends. Not using that as an excuse for poor gameplay, but yeah, it's not. We don't like to dominate. There are times where we know that it detracts from Serbian population as well, so we'll try and make it as fair as we can without becoming too pandering. It's interesting because the harder we try sometimes, the further pushback we get as well. We've had the same where public players and other clans join us, have dominated us. It's just a fun event. It's nothing serious. We just hang out and have a good time with friends. We are rusty in places after all.
We definitely are. Any advice for anybody who's thinking about picking up Squad as a game?
Advice is in what? How to play, or
if they should buy it, if they're thinking about buying it at the moment and they haven't already and they're considering buying it.
If you're 50-50, yeah, I'd say put it in your wish list. As I said earlier, wait for the discounts. Just got some squad comms coming on here.
Yeah, when we know where the expo point is, we'll do just that.
There you go, they've finished their
you
chatter.
can use the river so long as it's not got
Nope,
water
maybe
in,
not.
pretty much. So if it's dry, you're fine.
So the squad's just being briefed there, sending their final stages of preparation there. Yeah, wait for it to come out on sale if you're unsure. If money's no object to you, for sure, check it out. It's worth the full amount. That's what I paid for it. I bought it over 2 years ago. I'm still playing it, so it's kept my attention going for quite a while. Yeah, it's one to try if you fancy something a little bit more realistic than Battlefield or definitely Call of Duty.
Nice.
I got 5 minutes or so anyway.
So we're back in the server again now.
The team's just getting set up again.
Yeah.
Getting ready to get into the AO.
You want me to just park it in mosque or somewhere?
We've got a lot more
Yeah,
squad
it's
leader
gonna fall
comms
drop
happening now.
I'll take it back to main anyway. Why did you take the logic? Need the logic.
So it looks like the
Don't need it.
the militia were a little bit premature on the start, I think.
Oh, for Emma, you mean?
Okay.
They're trying to push out already. A lot of them running back, I think.
What are we doing?
So the US rolling out now.
Okay, Commander, do you have a plan for the other squads? When they will build it, we will start fighting. Just run to the Moscow.
So this is round 2, if you join us now. This is where the militia side for the first round are now swapped to the US forces. They have to defend a forward operating base inside the mosque and palace area. The insurgents, sorry, done it again, the militia forces will be trying to storm this objective and eliminate the FOB. It's a one-life event. They were not able to revive players. They are allowed to patch.
Nice. So no respawning.
No respawns allowed. You will see rally points maybe being placed for the short term. That's for when we're live. The rest of this team can spawn in.
And the US, which are now the militia, chalked them up on the board already. The US taking the first round win.
That's right, yeah, so it's one round so far to who are the insurgents. Militia. I had a pound every time I said insurgents.
It's my fault. I completely messed you up right, straight from the start.
That's okay. So we've got the FOB in the same position, funnily enough, now from the US forces.
I'm waiting for him.
Will they choose to relocate it?
I wish you could use shots as like a weapon.
I'm getting screwed a bit.
Yeah.
by,
We've got
places.
razor wire emplacements down already on open doorways.
Yeah, if you give some space, that might help.
I've in a normal game, hold on, I've never seen people so eager to use the shovels.
Yeah, I mean, in events like this, or like an organised match where you face other clans, you will see deployables, emplacements being part of the game. It's very much a needed part where you can block, deny enemy access. You can also fortify an area and use it as a forward operating base, which is what FOB is short for. Obviously, in a normal game mode as well, you've got the usage of mortars. They can be very detrimental on an objective.
Fantastic.
So there's a lot more to squad than what you're seeing here today. It's not a feature of what the game has to offer. It's just a different take on the vanilla style of play.
Excellent. And is there anything that we would be seeing in this event that you wouldn't get in a normal game? Joining a normal server on a normal day?
Short of the one life aspect, I don't think so. No, a lot of it you'd see normally in normal gameplay. You'd see the usage of the medics, excluding the revival. Different kits. There's grenade launchers we saw earlier, used on the rooftop to deny access on the roof. Different scopes are available as well. You've got the marksman kits as well as just ACOG scope on some of the US forces. LATs. There's a lot of specialised roles that you can take within the game as well. So it's not just a rifleman. Different loadouts, different roles within the game as well. So I suggest some people find their forte early on. Heading through a career in squad, but it's worth having a bit of diversity.
I agree.
Try the different.
What's your go-to class, Holland? What do you normally pick up when you're playing?
I normally fall in wherever I'm needed. If I'm joining a squad that's already created, I'll ask the squad leader what kit he needs most and take that up. I'm not preferable, really. As the game commander for Rusty in Places, a lot of the time I squad lead, so I will try and rally a bunch of people together. Try and bring them on board, show them, not necessarily how to play the game, but my own tactics, which sometimes work, sometimes don't.
Excellent, excellent. Now, hold on, I don't know if you'd agree, but I would say the class of squad leader is probably one of the hardest that you can play in the game in terms of how switched on you need to be, how aware you need to be of everything that's going on, of your squad. Any tips for any sort of new and experienced players who are choosing and using the squad lead role?
You just have to get stuck in. You have to play a lot, learn a lot. Even from your failures, you learn. Nobody's perfect. We don't like losing, but sometimes a loss is needed. You learn a lot.
I'd agree. And the only piece of advice from playing squad league that I can give to somebody is, or anybody thinking of choosing the class that hasn't already, is just jump on, use the squad league class, and ask for advice from your team, because no doubt the team will be aware of what needs to get done and ask for help. And I'm sure and I'm certain that people will be willing to give you the advice you need to learn the class as well.
The same goes with any specialised role, really.
Trixie, I have to get
the community
cameras.
is very welcoming.
I have to get the cameras up, Trixie.
So yeah, any unfamiliarity, anyone will help you out. Doesn't take long. Once you've done it a few times, you soon learn. Get stuck in. With the squad leader, the only stipulation I'd say is you kind of need to have an awareness of all kits and how best to implement them in a round. Each faction is different. Each round can be played differently. They've got the different maps as well, different uses of terrain. Yeah, it's a game where you have to experience it firsthand. Watching a video or streams, it only gives you part of what it is. It's all about the immersion, and when you're in there, being part of one of these roles, it's not like any other experience that I've found with games.
My way.
Yeah, I'd agree. And it really is the gift that keeps on giving, because even months and months after playing, the more you get involved with a role or a class or exploring more of the squad lead role, the more you learn. And it's not a case of a game that you can pick up and learn everything within a week, 2 weeks, or even a couple of months. There's so many aspects and levels to learn.
Yeah, you've got to try everything, I think, to get the most out of the game. You wouldn't just buy a game and just have one part of it. You'd want to try and get all aspects covered.
100%. Favourite gun, Holland?
I'm quite partial to the ACOG on the M4.
Oh, very nice. Very nice.
Yeah, I'm not too keen on long range engagements. I like to be in and amongst it. ACOG just gives me that extra level of zoom that I find that I need rather than the red dot.
Nice. Yeah, I'd agree. Well, to be honest, I'd probably have to be the yin to your yang, Holland. I love the MG. I love the firepower, the new addition to V10. It absolutely shreds, keeps people at a distance, which I like, because I'm dreadful when it comes to CQB. I'm absolutely horrendous at clearing the corners, so I like to keep people at a distance and slam them with as many rounds as possible.
Yeah, I mean, one thing for the people in the for a long time we've been saying is we need more suppression emphasis in the game as well. A lot more distortion of vision, that kind of thing. People we find, not so much in V10 but previously, suppression factor was minimal, so you'd find players were just being able to jump up and annihilate that person who was suppressing the enemy forces. We want to see more use of suppression.
Yeah, definitely.
You want to feel
the difference at V10.
Yeah, you want to feel. You want to keep your head down. Mortars are very good at that. There's not many very brave people that want to run through a mortar field.
Nope. Sometimes it even gets to the point where it's scary. You've got rounds coming in, grenades going off, mortars.
Completely.
Smokes.
We've said it before, it's a PTSD
So, don't forget, every other squad except Bernie, we have to stay at main until we hit gunfire. Or Bernie does, he hears gunfire.
Gosh, I'm jumping this shit.
So it would appear that the deployments, the emplacements that have been placed down are a position somewhat for both rounds. So there's no flexibility in that really. They're in the same position. They've blocked the roads off. They're just getting ready now for the round to be underway.
So when the 5-minute US, which is the blue team, when the 5 minutes is up, then the militia have 5 minutes to get into the AO and get themselves set up as well.
That's right. See the US force re-establishing the base area. I think that's very much needed in and around that area, just where the militia are coming from. You don't want to have them on the upper floors having Overwatch.
Yeah, definitely. I think we've all been in the game, and once the second floor is normally taken in the building opposite Palace, it's hell if you're in Palace. Absolute hell.
When playing this in a normal game mode, if you're on an objective defending, the key is to have always where to come.
Bernie, can you actually do the just go in the south bridge? No, I'm away now, mate.
Knowing that inside a flag area, the rest of the enemy can surround you and just choke you out.
Yeah.
It's always best to have another spot externally.
You say that, but it's a mistake that I see probably often on normal or public servers, or sometimes even whip servers as well.
Definitely, public is the best way to learn. Get away with mistakes, I think. In a match, I like to more for granted. People tend to play it a little more realistically. Almost like a one-life event, but you don't want to throw tickets away at the enemy. Public play, because people are new to the game all the way through, they're learning how to play the game, the roles. You can't always rely on people. It's a tough one. There isn't, as I said earlier, there's no right or wrong way to play the game. There's just things like fobs on flags. They never are the best tactic to implement.
Yeah, I'd agree, definitely. And I think probably one of the most important things about the game isn't the kill count at the end, and you very rarely see much exposure on the kill count. It's all about teamwork, and
that's right.
The satisfaction of the win through awesome teamwork is by far one of the most incredible things about this game.
Well, let's take a look at the scoreboard here now. So even though you can see kills and deaths, there's a lot more focus on revival, teamwork as well, flag objective points. Kills will get you minimal score points. You will get far more skill points by being something like a logistics driver or a medic. teamwork based. The game is called Squad.
Yeah, 100%. One of the really awesome elements that I couldn't quite understand when I first started playing Squad was that during the game you can't see your kill death ratio. So you can't confirm a kill in game, which makes it very, very realistic.
Yeah, I mean,
Alright, we'll keep holding.
it isn't about the kills. You know, you have to kill the enemies to enable them.
Yep.
Disputed. It's more of the people that play the game that want to get foot kills and few deaths. You're there. All that is to me is someone showing off their shooting prowess. They're not being a squad player.
Yeah, which isn't realistic, right? And this game is all about immersion. All about immersion.
You've got to be part of the squad. There's nothing wrong with someone having 42 if they're part of the squad and they've been implemented as a marksman on a hill somewhere and they're just getting kills. Fine. But if it's just a solo player, lone wolf, it's not what the game's about. It's all about teamwork.
Transport's going back main, and so's the Logi.
That's what I meant.
Yeah, sorry. Thought you meant
A little bit confusion on the militia side, whether it's game on or not.
Yeah, so the Americans started to place more roadblocks.
Am I allowed to start building?
Sorry,
am I allowed to start using 1,000 points? Let me just check placements on. Check with Winsky. When valid placement's off, you can do it, Bernie. Yeah, it's still on right now. Yeah, just waiting for Winsky. I've got to go back and get a transport.
I don't really need all time.
We're just about to go live with the game on.
Bernie, do you want the medics just to run around and heal people?
Just waiting for a couple of the presets to be reset so we can start.
That's right, yeah. We've got admin access on as well, so enables us to place all these emplacements quickly without having the utilisation of logistics trucks getting this set up really quickly. We did look into getting this done pre-built on the SDK, which is the developer kit modding tool. One of our members that was trying to do this is not familiar with that as well. It's very difficult to use if you're unfamiliar with it. There's a modding Discord setup as well if you're interested in modding servers, apps, game modes, that kind of thing. Creating your own. It has been done, can be done. You've got no familiarity before. Plenty of tutorials or people that are helpful in their Discord as well to get set up.
Nobody move out of main. Militia are gonna deploy.
I think the it came down to timescale in the end.
Yeah, wait, one elevation is still on.
Run out of time trying to get that pre-built.
Be interesting to see up in the north if the militia take out that small checkpoint bridge crossing in the north again. Techie up there already.
Already lined up. Position. It could be. We're going live very shortly.
Lemmy, can you fit all your guys in those MRAPs? We got one left over.
Holland, because I've streamed every One Life event that I've been in so far. What's the experience like on a One Life event? Why is it slightly different to a normal game?
Because you've got a bit more fear for your life, if you will. Even though it is a digital life, nobody wants to be out in the game 2 minutes in. So everything you do, you try and be a bit more cautious about it. You think a bit more about your actions. Should you fire? Should you not fire? Who's covering my back? That kind of thing. So everything is a little bit more tentative, I'd find. There's a lot more immersion. I know we keep saying it, but your heart is in your throat at some points because you can hear enemy footsteps around you. You don't know if you're going to get the drop on them or if they're going to get the drop on you. It's just a thrill to behold. If one comes up and you want something a little bit more extra, I'd suggest signing up for it.
Excellent, excellent. I think the militia are now live.
That's right, so we've seen...
That's the IED up in the north already.
That didn't take long. So there's
Oh,
same
shots on
tactic.
already.
Same tactic.
Only 2. Keep at 2. US, keep at 4. What are you shooting at? Yeah, misfire. They fired.
The US already happy on the triggers there,
make
firing
sure you
early.
Do not shoot if they've got a bandage in their hand.
Techie taking a massive flank up in the north.
I was just following that.
They've got a bandage in their hand.
You can see the Rangers squad already pushing through the southern side of Osk.
If they've got a bandage in their hand, you can't shoot them. Yeah.
By the way,
Even
those
if they're right
US
up
barrels
against the wall,
are
if they've got a
pointing.
bandage
I
in
don't know
their
if they've
hand,
got
you can't
eyes on the militia.
Techno Taylor here definitely got eyes on Rangers, pushing up very close. All got bandages in hands.
Fantastic utilisation of the non-engagement rule.
So this LMG here with his bipod deployed, which is a new feature in version 10, cannot shoot them. The Rangers taunting here, swaying back and forth.
Cannot shoot if
Fantastic distraction because they've actually got a squad coming in from the northeast.
That's right, that's what this is. It's all about drawing their attention away. So these guys here now focusing solely on the Rangers.
They're pushing up to our sides already with the bandits in their hand.
I can't see any US apart from maybe Jarl, who's got potential eyes on the that flanking force.
They can jump on the side. Dig up the hab.
Transport
You can see this.
MRAP's job is to secure Squad 5.
We have context really close on the southwest wall.
Militia again, pushing up, bandages in hand. Block the doorway off with Heskos so they can't get into this area. Trixie is the first person to come close to them.
I don't know where the exfil's be.
Trixie.
Avoid the south road. Copy.
Can you be on this spot, the sneaky little spot here?
Bernie asking them Trixie to cover a set position. So the ceasefire lasting a lot longer this time round.
Excellent.
Future, I'm gonna mark the 2 fob locations.
Fantastic play by the militia here.
That's it.
Getting in really, really close.
So Techno Taylor clearly mesmerised by the Rangers there, looking out west. Hasn't focused at all on the militia squad pushing up all on his east flank. So they're all staged up behind a wall, ready to go.
Be interesting to see what they do here. Grenades could be absolutely devastating if used properly here.
Levy, give me your spare.
So it's some more Rangers pushing in on the south,
Give me one guy in the lodgy, please.
going through to join their buddies up now.
Yep.
So there's 3 US stationed inside the palace area. We've got the Rangers squad out on the south west. We've got Jeff and the RIP squad out on the northeast, surrounding now completely the US forces. Everyone's staged up, ready to go.
Here, so you guys better be quick once we start.
Once fire starts happening, that's it.
They still have a lot of militia in the east. Got some play coming in on the on Palace now. Grenades coming in. Grenades.
That's it.
Oh!
Exfil. Go, go, go.
Gonna be going to Exfil. Start pushing up
get Squad
towards.
5. MRAPs get to Mosque.
So a lot of
any
nades.
kills there.
No kills, but a lot of nades.
Roger, roger, moving behind you.
So now we're weapons free, weapons free.
Smoke's coming in now.
Techno Taylor taking a lot of fire inside that tower.
Gonna drop infantry off at compound. After that, I'll send MRAPs forwards with infantry support just so we don't get ambushed.
Huge amount of grenades for no kills at all.
You might be able to get some guys out in the MRAPs.
Yeah, that's unfortunate for the militia there.
It's a very lucky US team.
Techno Taylor not even taking damage.
Wow.
I don't know. It's yeah. Nice attempt there from the militia side.
Oh, first blood, gun shell. Militia is down on the palace.
Yeah, so that is the first kill done now. So militia now being a bit more tactical, smoking up the objective before you see an infantry push in. A lot of smoke laying on the roof there. We're going to start seeing them pushing through now, through the razor wire potentially. Trixie got eyes on the doorway.
Bernie has also eyes on the doorway where there seems to be a lot of militia pushing. Bernie getting a kill on Jeff.
So Jeff Will out of the event. Early doors. Starting to see a lot of the militia stacked up on that corner. Bandaging. One nade over there. That could take them all out. You want to watch the stacking.
Transport truck stuck.
It looks like they're still staged up looking for a breach, but no one actually pushing in. They could vault over that wall if they wanted.
Do you think that's still quite easily forgotten, or do you think that just makes you a very easy target vaulting?
Very easy target because obviously your weapon is down at that moment in time. If you're trying to do it, I'd suggest doing it as maybe you're fighting with 4 at the same time, hoping that you're overwhelm the enemy with numbers. They can't shoot you all at the same time.
Excellent.
Grenades still coming in now over the walls. Smoke still being tossed around.
We've been engaged, approaching the exfil location.
Outside. Shot one.
Fuck. I saw that from the east.
So that militia forces outside have been whittled down slowly.
One down under.
Where the fuck's the rescue? Getting wrecked there.
Yeah, they're trying to chin.
I think our commander just went down.
No, command's fine.
Oh.
So we've got Jarl, OVK, Human, and Fatty Show defending that palace area.
Oh, there's Becky here.
There's another guy at the door.
Yeah, that's what we do.
Just gonna back away quickly.
Boost.
Rangers still over there on that western flank. Staying at range.
Advise at this time I'm able to set up
We've it looks like the militia have pushed all the way out from the eastern flank. The US absolutely flowing in the north.
Yep, so that's the exfil point being set up there in the north by the US forces. MRAP engaging on the western side by the police station.
Couple of MRAPs.
Yeah, it's no longer ambush. So the MRAPs are trying to cover each other somewhat.
That compound.
The MGs on those MRAPs are insane. I think if we can turn the music down on the stream a little bit, we could probably catch some of that MRAP fire, which is absolutely
That's kind of unfair.
completely scary when it's going off next to you.
Yeah, we've got no music now in the background on the stream. Once we were live, I've managed to disable that. I've remembered this time round.
ASAP for radio.
That's the mark. Marked out on the map again. Sorry.
Got Winsky as the gunner here on this first MRAP, trying to spot any militia lurking around the exterior. We've got CGen 1984 and BBN inside the second MRAP.
Good context on the north east corner of the compound.
If they're in that wheat field, I am fucked.
The east side is very lightly defended by the militia.
So we're starting to see a push up now. We've got infantry supporting the MRAP. Infantry being taken out easily by one of the militia, unsure who. Thought I heard the shots from south, I might be wrong.
Slight problem, 6 shot. I can't play
I love
radio
the slow use of the MRAPs in infantry there. The harmony. That's how they should be used.
That's right. So they've managed to eliminate the Rangers squad just to hold in that position on that western side.
And now we're under fire.
There's only actually a couple of militia in the AO.
That's right. That's 2 Rangers left alive. Bruder and Byra.
They've dug the other one down. Future.
You've got to be kidding me.
Very brave. HSR triple nipple running up the road.
That's what they had there.
Can we get our gut out of there now?
Yeah, you need to dig down the fob in Mosque.
Got a bit of action in that up in the north.
Check those house houses down there. Watch out.
Hold, it's front. Go forward, 68, 70. Push forward.
A lot of comms chatter on the north as well.
No target.
Clear.
So, Holland, in terms of the objectives, the focus will act
The Rangers running straight into the fire there.
That's not what you want to see.
FOV going down in seconds. Good.
So the US forces got a lot of defense here, pushing up.
Slowly.
They are aware of that last militia inside that area.
Yes.
It's doing the right thing, I think, by hiding.
2 to me now. Squad 4.
Squad 3, stand by.
So you can hear a lot of action inside that objective now on Musk. Just hiding it out. Knows he can't do a lot against that vehicle with that kit.
Sorry, man.
Exfil radio
Fatty
is out.
show.
Go, go, go.
Getting run over.
I just want to watch this guy down here now, this triple nibble. Trying to see if he's got a ID.
Charlie 245 is there at mine.
His weapon out, so wondered what he would be doing.
It's pointing in the wrong direction.
Driver could see him though and call it out.
All remaining priority is gone.
We do not have enough room to get everybody in the area, though. We need additional transport.
Triple Nipple is a support gunner. So he's got that RPK.
Copy, unable to comply at this time.
We wait for second extraction.
Yep, okay. Good luck.
We'll need it.
So I think this is another successful victory for the US forces now. The difficulty is there's not enough spaces in the MRAPs for extract, so they're leaving a few behind.
Remaining squad's priority is defend this radio.
So we are seeing a bit of a push on HSR on the extract point though.
Different from the first round, certainly.
So they're pinned down there by OMBD in the north, struggling to get across open fields.
Permission. Are we allowed to move on foot to main? Or we stick about for second round?
You can move on foot if you feel ballsy enough, but you're probably gonna die. I think it ends once one guy touches the exfil, so... Is that right, Section?
You need to clear hostiles from the immediate area.
Copy.
So the mission is successful once the immediate hostiles have been eliminated from that exfil as well.
Guys,
So they'll be dropping off the infantry now and pushing out to the east, I imagine.
Excellent.
Squad 5 members to move into this compound, please.
Militia, bless them, taking a bit of a hammering
Squad 4 will take the
in
ship
the
north
north.
of Fob.
Not a lot they can do. There's a lot of US up in the
One of
north.
you guys to stay with me.
So this is where
Everybody
tensions
else
start
can
to
fan out
rise
hostiles
now,
if they
where they
wish.
one life, they've got to the exfil, but will they
Cheering is fully
succeed?
command.
Cloak goes down, 2 left alive for the insurgents. Militia.
Bernie, you need to move towards the extraction. I know, mate. I'm just taking a detour. Yeah, that's fine. All US must extract. I'm allowed to push through the riverbed as long as there's no water, right? As long as there's water, correct. Oh, not that one. Use the bridge. Alright, we'll do it.
Six shot, can you define the immediate area?
If they're shooting at you, kill them.
Wow.
There's way more of you.
So we're talking 20 metres away from each other now, prone in the fields. They can't see that because obviously the textures, but...
I'll spray it one more time.
Crix is a support gunner. Oh, lands around on TMK, takes TMK down.
he gets them both.
Oh, fantastic use
Spray
of
and pray.
That's
He managed
exactly
to...
what you want to see from that. Perfect use of the class.
So that's victory for the US. Great job.
Great couple of kills by Crix.
Hold position, MRAPs.
What a round.
Yeah, so the last two left alive, HSR's Jerez and Snug End for RIP. Now, I think they're too far away from the point to pose any kind of threat. I think that is victory to the US team.
Unbeknown to them, they're just going to be running into quite a few US rifles.
Friendly.
Okay.
Jerez now pushing up that hill.
When the eyes in the back of my head aren't working.
I think he just wants to get the round over and done with.
Yeah, I think you're right.
They're not shooting at us.
Squad 5 moving to extraction.
They're taking fire there, trying to get into position to eliminate this MRAP.
Starting to see a bit of a flank up in the north from the US. Torsman.
So he takes out the heat round. Oh!
Great use by the patrolling MRAPs.
Just tried to get it out in time, but Winsky took him out early doors.
MRAP, building you're approaching, enemy in it. Kill him, please, if you can. It's an AT, watch out.
Snug End in a great position to maybe scrape a kill or two.
Scan this for me, guys.
Snug End, last alive.
I've seen Snug End work some magic with the odds stacked against him. Let's see what he can do here.
I think with all those US rifles, as you pointed out, not a great deal.
Oh, Typhon stepping up but retreating back.
Got Jarl on the roof as well.
Oh,
Yep.
Obliterated.
Well done there, Jarl.
Unfortunate, Snug End. Very, very unfortunate. Oh, snaps! Up on the northeast as well. Crix getting another kill. Great play by Crix.
Yeah, nice job, guys. Well played, everyone.
So that's going to be 1-1.
That's right. We hope you enjoyed what you saw so far. We've got some more events coming up for you next month as well, so be sure to be subscribed for that, to follow the channel. I'd like to thank you, Wookie, for commentating with me tonight again.
Colin, as always, thanks for having me, man.
Thanks for your time, guys. Catch you on the next one.
I never stop, no, I don't quit. And when I swing, I don't miss. You ain't never seen nothing like this, yeah. Yeah. You ain't seen nothing like this. Come on and give me some more. We're gonna shake the floor. Bust down the door. You ain't seen nothing like this. Give me some more. We're gonna shake the floor. Bust down the door. You ain't seen nothing like this. Give me some more. Come settle the score. Spread my wings and soar. You ain't seen nothing like this. You ain't seen nothing like this. You ain't seen nothing like this.